Thank you.
Henry, it was nice of you to stop by.
Oh, well, I wanted to see how you and Nola were getting on. Any word from Quentin?
No, not yet.
Oh, dear.
If you're not in a big hurry, would you do me a big, enormous favor, please?
Oh, anything, Dee. What is it, Dee?
Well, I really have to get back to the boarding house and check on lunch and pick up a few things for myself, but I'm afraid to leave Nola alone here. Would you stay?
Well, of course I shall. Of course.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
who's
there we
here.
are.
Hi, Mr. Chamberlain.
How are you, Nola?
Sweetie pie. Henry's going to stay with you while I run back to the boarding house.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that.
Oh, I know I don't have to do it. I'd like to do it. You don't have any idea what pleasure I get out of these little visits with you and Stacy.
Yeah, well.
I'll come back very soon.
Oh, yeah, let me.
Thank you. Nola, honey, please try not to worry too much about Floyd, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks again, Henry.
Bye. Well, how's that good girl? Look at that cutie. You know, I think your daughter gets prettier every time I see her. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right, sweetheart. Here, have a little cookie or something here. This cookie.
Oh, what a good girl. Oh, she wants the flower.
Stacy, come on here.
All right. Oh,
Take this.
oh.
Come on.
Are you upset about something, dear? Is it Quentin?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm worried about him, but there's some other things too.
What other things? Tell me. Nola.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. What is it? Can you...
It's just Floyd's trying to take Stacy away from me.
What? What? Has he told you that?
Well, no, but Mike Bauer came over today and said something that Floyd wants a shared custody or something, and that would mean that Stacy would spend a lot more time with Floyd.
Oh, well, but that's not unusual when parents aren't living together, is it?
I know, but Floyd's just real crazy when it comes to Stacy, you know?
Well, I think he loves her very much, and who could blame him?
I know, but the other day he came in here and he took her without asking me, and then when I went over to try to get her back, he wouldn't give her to me.
Well, she's back now, aren't you, dear?
Well, only because I sent Tony over there to try to talk some sense into him, and I know it's going to happen again, though.
Well, you said that Mike was talking about shared custody. Well, that means that she'd only be with Floyd part of the time.
Yeah, but I know it's only the beginning. I know he's going to try to take her away from me for good.
Well, I know that you're under terrible strain because of Quentin, but please, don't try to imagine that everything's going to be worse than it really is. I cannot believe for 1 minute that Floyd would try to take the baby away from you completely, and it's natural for him to want to see it. I know one of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my life was when I...
What is it?
Nola, I'm going to tell you something that very few people know. And please don't reveal this to anyone, not even your mother.
All right.
I understand what Floyd's going through because I have another child. Besides Vanessa, I have a son.
Oh, you do?
No. And his mother and I weren't married. And unlike Floyd, who's trying to make an effort to see his little girl, I let his mother take him away, and I never saw him all the time he was growing up. So, I've been making an effort to find him, but...
Oh, you've been trying to find him? How?
Hired lawyers, I've hired detectives, but I don't know where in the world he is. And I just wish that I could find that boy, talk to him, try to make up to him for the fact that we weren't seeing each other all the time he was growing up. I'm afraid that'll never happen now.
Oh, Mr. Chamberlain, I don't think you should ever give up hope. Don't ever give up hope.
Stacy upstairs.
Sure.
I think she's getting a little tired.
Yeah, I think it's time to
all
go.
these visitors that she's going
There
to
you
come
go.
with me.
Okay.
Daddy, darling, if I'm gone by the time you get down, I'll speak with you later, all right?
Oh, yes, that's fine. Come on, dear. I'll read you some of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
That's a good girl.
talking about before I got here?
Nothing. Why?
Because Daddy seemed very upset, and I thought it might have something to do with the conversation you were having.
Well, why don't you ask him?
Because I'm asking you. Did you tell him?
Tell him what?
Look, Nola, let's just stop playing these games. You know exactly who Quentin McCord really is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop it! You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've known for some time that Quentin Ryan McCord is really Sean Ryan and is my half-brother. Well, there you are. For someone who didn't know what I was talking about, you certainly take that little tidbit of information in your stride.
Look, Vanessa, I don't want to talk about this with you now.
Why? So you can spring it on my father at just the right moment?
I'm not going to tell him, and you can't either.
I have no intention of telling him. I don't want him to know.
He can't find out.
Well, what about you? You've always been such a little chatterbox. Think you can really keep this a secret?
You brought up the subject. I didn't.
Touché.
Look, if it was up to me, I would have told him the minute I found out, but Quentin doesn't want me to.
I wonder why. I wonder what plan might...
He doesn't have a plan.
If you say so. But let me tell you something. I don't want you or Quentin ever telling my father anything about this, because it might bring on another heart attack.
Well, Vanessa, I think you could really care less what happens to your father. That's not what you're worried about.
Don't you ever question my love for my father.
Look, Vanessa, I'm not going to tell him, and neither is Quint, so why don't you leave now?
Nola, we'll be seeing a lot of each other. Because no matter what you say, I don't trust you or that boyfriend of yours.
Yes, sir, operator. I'd like to make an overseas call to Tankir. Yes, I'd like to get in touch with Miss Helena Manzini, please. It's the Crown Hotel. Yes, I'll wait.
I just saw Vanessa driving away. What was she doing here?
She came to see her father.
Where is he anyway? I thought Henry was going to stay with you.
He's upstairs reading Stacy a Winnie the Pooh, I think.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's a sweet man.
I know. Oh, honey, I'm sorry I was so long. I ran into Mrs. Peterson, and she insisted on telling me every little minute of what's been going on at the boarding house. That woman is too much for me. Who are you calling?
I'm waiting to just place a call to Helen. I'm trying to see if she's back from the dig site. I want to find out what's going on.
Ah. I have to get help. Quentin. I have to get help.
All right now, just calm down.